Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be an update for my Pan Those Eyeshadows project. I have done a terrible job at keeping this project going. I hit pan on something like 2-3 weeks ago and just haven't fit it into my schedule. I'm really sorry about that. This project will be ending soon and we will be revamping it for the new year anyways, just as a heads up. But I'm excited to be rolling in at least one new shade in this update, and I will try my best to make sure I have a November update and then a finale in December and not skip. Here's to hoping I'm able to do that. So this is the project that was inspired by Alexi. I structured mine in the way that she did in 2018, where I'm working on 5 shades. 2 of them are singles in my collection and 3 are from palettes. Everything is randomized. The palette was randomized, but then I get to choose the shade within the palette. Over the last 2.5 months, I think it's been, I have been working on 5 shades, and like I said, I do have pan on one. I will have probably on this side progress pictures. When we're finished going over my progress, I will have a montage of close-ups as well as looks that I created with these eyeshadows. I'm first going to insert right here the color scheme that I have been working with over the last couple of months. So these are the 5 shades and what they look like together. Overall, I was pretty happy with this color scheme, except for the pink. Moving into fall, I've been really struggling with the pink. I'm obviously wearing it today. I'm trying to like deepen it up a little bit with like more purple, but even so, it's very spring summery in my opinion, and it didn't really go with a lot of the other shades that I have in this project. So I've been trying my best. I'm going to go in the order of like the shade that's been in the project the longest down to the one that we pulled last time. So first up, from Coastal Scents, I have it in the C palette. This is a single in Rich Walnut. Since the last update, I've only used this 2 times. This has not been a focus shade for me. I've been really going hard on 2 shadows in this project, and this just wasn't one of them. But since I did hit my goal on one shadow, this is my next focus shade. There is like a decent dip happening in here. I hope you're able to see that. It's not really that deep. It just looks deeper on camera, I feel like, with the light reflecting on it. It's just a basic shimmery brown shade. From the Pure Soiree Diaries palette, I was working on the shade Gala, and I'm happy to say that I actually did hit pan on this shade. I used this 10 more times since the last update before I finally hit pan, for a total of 56 uses on this shade before I was able to meet my goal. That's a lot. I feel like I'm having such a hard time panning eyeshadows, and I haven't been that successful in this project, but I've actually been using these shades so much, like 56 uses. And one of the shades previously that I hit pan on, it took 77 uses. So clearly I'm just very light-handed with my makeup. I also don't do my makeup every single day. So this has been in the project, since the beginning. But it did take me until October 10th to get in those 56 uses and finally hit pan on this. So that means I will be randomizing a new eyeshadow palette to pull in, and then we will choose the shade together. But first, let's continue to talk about the progress on the other shades. From my NYX Ultimate Brights palette, I'm working on this pink right here. I have a massive dip going on in here. I've used this well over 20 times so far. I have really been trying to pan this shade before fall hit, but here we are towards the end of October, still no pan. I don't know if I'm going to continue to focus on this as much, just because it's not fun for me to pan this particular shade in the fall coming into winter as well, and knowing that I'm going to be only having one more update and then a finale, just I really lost my motivation on this one. Not so much so that I never want to reach for it, or that I feel like rolling it out of this project, because I feel like that would kind of be a waste as well. So for when the mood strikes, I will have it and continue to use it. I do like making pink looks, but I feel like I've exhausted the possibilities. As you will see with the looks I pop in towards the end of the video, I have done like super vibrant pink crease and then like a pale shimmer all over the lid. Today I have it with purple on the outer corner and then one of the other shades all over the lid, and I've been liking that because I get used to two shades in this project. I've used it on the lower lash line with other fun colors on the lid like blue, and I don't know how to use this coming into fall in a way that I will enjoy. So since the last update I have used it 11 times, though I'm going to keep trying. I just think I'm so light-handed, and I know everyone tells me to just switch up my brushes, but I don't want a brush that picks up even more product just for the sake of panning it. If I'm going to dip in with this magic brush and then tap off a lot of the product before going in with my eyes, like I'd rather just use the brushes that I feel comfortable with using, that cause me to take 500 years to paint an eyeshadow, I guess. I already kind of showed this, but this is the shade I have all over my lid. It's a like pinky base, but it's an ultra glitter shade from ColourPop in the shade Party of 5. I still didn't glue mine in. I'm starting to have like a what am I trying to say? A minor dip, a very tiny dip. Oh, there you can kind of see in this shade. This is not my favorite. I don't really like the ultra glitter finish on these Super Shock shadows. I just haven't really been enjoying it that much, and this texture, because there's so much glitter in this shade, which I hope you'll be able to see from the swatches and the close-ups, it takes away that like special weird moussey creamy, you know, the texture of the Super Shock shadows. I find it different on this one, and it's not dried up because it's old. This is actually the newest Super Shock shadow in my eyeshadow collection. It's just it feels different because there's so much of that glitter in there. But my goal is to hit pan on that. I have used it 4 times since the last update. And then lastly in this project is from Naked Cosmetics. This is the Urban Rustic Trio. This was pulled in last time and I've only used it 2 times, and you'll see those looks again towards the end. I did choose the green shade, but ironically I've actually been using the purple shade more to go with the pink for deeper looks, and I actually got a lot of compliments on it. I think it was in my unused makeup collection video I did in collaboration with Faith. I had the pink really blown out in the crease, and then I had this deeper purple on the lid along with other shades too, but I've been reaching for the purple more than the green. I do want to keep the green in this project though. That's the one I chose. I just thought that was funny that while I was reaching for this palette, I wasn't reaching for the shade that I picked, because like this palette was randomized for me within this project, and then I personally chose the green shade to work on, and now I've been using the purple more. But this has been a really fun fall trio to use, and I really do like it. So now let's randomize a new palette to work on. I do have, how many palettes? 44 eyeshadow palettes. So using my Pretty Random app, of course, I have in the numbers 2 to 45 because I have a header on my spreadsheet, And let's see which palette we get. Number 14. Oh, I'm already working on a shade from this in another project. Okay. Alright, so the palette that was randomized for me was my Tarte Tartlet Toasted palette. This is a great fall palette. It's not my favorite eyeshadow formula ever. I do find it fades on my eyes, like if I were to create a full look with this palette. I'm currently trying to pan Cozy right here in my whole collection project pan. And now that I am done with Gala from the Pure Soiree Diaries, which I used as a transition shade as a first kind of color to lay down, I've actually been finding myself reaching for like these shades here to like replace it, just since I already have this palette out. So for this project, I'm going to pull in the shade Warmth right here. It is a light but warm transition shade for me, a good first crease shade, and that will help me blend out Cozy as well. This is really great to have two shades in two different projects but in the same palette. I will have less in my everyday makeup drawer and I will be able to reach for this more often. This is, I'm just so happy with this choice actually. So I am choosing to pan Warmth right here. I will insert a picture of like a close-up of what it looks like right now so we can track progress. So this is the color scheme that I'm working with for the remainder of October coming into November. I am really pleased with it. Of course, I still have the pinks, which I'm not too happy about, but I also like the more fall warm colors with the green. I think I can create some good looks this coming month. I'm really happy with this choice, this random selection. So I'm now going to pop in the close-ups montage so you can really see if there's any dips or not, and also the looks that I have created over the past couple of months with these shades in particular, and I'll meet you back here to talk goals. So I hope you were able to see my progress, especially on the pink from my NYX Ultimate Brights palette. I feel like the dip on this is really significant, which doesn't really show necessarily like that great in just a still frame close-up shot, but when I'm able to like move it around so you can really see how the light like dips in there, there's a good dip. So as much as this really isn't speaking to me because it's fall time, I feel like this is the one that I have the best chance of hitting pan on if I were to focus on it. I don't know, we'll just have to play it by ear. So in terms of goals, I don't know if this is going to be a goal. I'm definitely pulling in Rich Walnut to right on top of my vanity to be a focus shade because this has been in this project for so long. and it's just a warm shimmery brown. I feel like I can use it on an everyday basis and really get some solid use on it. So I want to use this a bunch. The only other shade I think I could maybe potentially hit pan on is the Super Shock shadow from ColourPop. I've only used it a total of 5 times within like its duration in this project. The last Super Shock shadow that I did pan in this project took me 19 uses, although it wasn't a brand new one when I pulled it in. So my estimation is about 25 uses before hitting pan on this one. Like somewhere around there. I'm not trying, like you can hit pan on these within like 2 uses if you dig your finger in there. I really like rub my finger across it, but even on the outside you can hardly see the pattern worn off because it's so stiff in here. So I don't know. I don't know if there will be pan next update. I'm just going to update it anyways, so that we have one more update before the finale and just see where we are. I'm excited to revamp this project in January though, and doing like a Pan Those Eyeshadows 2.0 where I will be structuring it differently. I will be doing it more like how Too Much Tosh and Rebecca Morgan and now many other people, but those are the first 2 I saw, like randomize everything in their collection. I don't know why, I just am really drawn to that, but because we're so close to the end of the year, I didn't want to switch it up now. So if you like this project, don't forget to give it a thumbs up so that I know. Leave me look ideas for the pink for fall. Alex from One Beauty Addict recommended using it as a blush, and I did try that, but the pans are so small, like compared to my fingertip, like that is really hard to get a brush in there. But just send me some inspo. DM me on Instagram, whatever you want. I need some ideas so I could maybe pan this before the end of the year. I'm going to stop talking your ear off. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!